And our next speaker, Elena, will tell us a story how AI improves customer experience. Yes, please. Oh, you need microphone? Okay, yeah. I will give you one. And clicker for slides. Yeah, it should be working.
Okay. Let's change for this one since this is disinfected.
Oh, thank you very much. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I can hear myself well. I cannot see you well quite enough, so, excuse me if I make some strange faces. It's always very difficult to make any presentation or speeches after the speakers like Nikita, who is like, looks good, speaks nice, and apparently professional in what he's doing. So I hate this moment, but okay, I have no choice now. My name is Elena Chernykh, and I'm coming from a company called CITIC Telecom CPC. So basically, I was born in Russia, in Moscow, and lived half of my life over there. Now living between Estonia, Netherlands, and again Russia, because I have quite a distributed team in the company where I work. And I will be talking about artificial intelligence as a driver for retail and e-commerce. But CITIC Telecom CPC has nothing to do with retail and e-commerce, frankly to say. But these are one of the biggest customers who are using artificial intelligence as to operate their core businesses. So if I could have also my presentation on the screen, that will be very much appreciated. And also the clicker, maybe. Elena Chernykh. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay, good.
But to make probably to feel you better, that Nikita also experienced problems with.
Yeah, well, but at least they know his name, so that's already a good achievement. So like now, okay, it's going to download, and so coming back to the artificial intelligence and the driver of retail digital transformation. So yesterday, last night, actually evening, when I came to my hotel here in Riga, after having some rest, I decided, okay, like, woman, it's now the right time to start preparing your presentation. Okay, I went through my slides, and I realized that my elevator speech is not ready. And I was short on time, so like I still had to come here to install our booth. By the way, everyone welcome after the speaking slot to come to our booth. Like I told, like, okay, let's do it in the most efficient way. And how it can be done is just go to YouTube, open TED Talk, and listen to the people who are talking smart about artificial intelligence. So that I was done the same. So like, I got quite a big number of the videos and search result of YouTube, and people who are nicely talking about artificial intelligence and the use cases of it. Then I came to the conference value. We did a bit of physical exercises with moving box around. It was also quite good. I came back to the hotel, and you know that YouTube also using artificial intelligence, right? So this artificial brain was supposed to analyze my demand or my request and to provide me something very smart. So when I came back, I opened my laptop, went to the YouTube page, to the main page, and I got a new search list, search result, and there was everything else, but not about artificial intelligence at all. So the number one, the most popular result was Peppa Pig. Number two was how to lose 50 kilos within 5 days. And number three was how to work less and to earn more. So basically, like artificial intelligence of YouTube doesn't work with my intelligence. But that's another subject. So in the end of the day, that shows the most common example of how online businesses, including e-com, are using artificial intelligence in the front end to analyze customer or consumer behavior and to provide the product which will be matching the best to the request. Besides of that, Gartner for 2021 also mentioned like two main trends is people centricity and operational excellence. So people centricity, which has became even more actual after the pandemic or during the pandemic, contains of several components. First of all, it's touchless interaction, as well as value-driven consumption, and like let's say how to make the service better. And then like connected to that, retail and e-com have to be more or like more excellent, it doesn't work like that way, better in operations. So that also covers fulfillment and execution, also how to put your goods on the shelves in a better way. That means merchandise, also to create a new ecosystem or how to communicate to your consumers, and as well, of course, as a cost optimization. So AI in this vertical is basically used for deeper knowledge of customer behavior. Also, it's used to forecast customers' needs, and also like provides a new way of communication and better service model towards consumers. And yeah, of course, like the research was done in 2021 in the beginning, but at that time, 77% of retailers already were considering to deploy AI for their core businesses. And the second trend was to implement robotic technologies. Wow. To implement the robotic technologies into warehouses. So retail becomes focused on AI. And it is used for resource planning, for stock management, for assortment management, as well as for implement also merchandising strategies and to provide a better product development. But using of AI as a front end towards consumers is making a huge impact and huge load on the company's ICT or IT infrastructure. So what is the requirement of current retail business towards ICT environment? Is more reliable and scalable, to have a rapid deployment, to be centralized managed, to be adaptive, and to be application-centric. So basically, the main problem which appears is how to predict something based on something very changing. So artificial intelligence is a brain which is making far more operations per second than our brain can do. So means that the amount of data which artificial intelligence can process is times more than a human brain can. So from this perspective, the IT infrastructure of any company, including retail, is very difficult to adapt towards applications which are based on AI. And what if we imagine that your ICT service has mind, sense, nervous system, and can connect to reality? And this is the main concept and the basis of ICT Mind. With the increasing number of connected devices, IoT, enhanced by 5G plus connectivity and the new methods of networking, is creating a lot of data which is transmitted to your ICT service. Artificial intelligence behind ICT service can analyze and predict the future behavior of your ICT environment and create a digital twin via using augmented reality. And apparently, like with the new normal after the pandemic, the retail business is being transformed in a very rapid way. And it's not only because of new channels to communicate with the customers, but also like the geo-distribution becoming more dense, the new ecosystems needs to be built, and operations are becoming global, and overall competition is becoming more dense. From this perspective, you really need to have a proper compute resource in order to process all the new applications, as well as how to merge the physical and digital, and how to achieve digital transformation and human resources at the same time. So the main components of ICT Mind concept is, of course, artificial intelligence, which is based and talks with big data in the clouds, also using 5G and IoT to connect to each other, augmented reality to project into virtual to physical, and blockchain to secure operations. By the way, in our company, like when we were starting to develop this concept, our people who are evangelists of the concept in the company, they decided to put blockchain in every single operation what we are doing in the company. So I was quite surprised, like when one day I wanted to submit my leave request to go somewhere for vacation with my kids, and it was asking, and it was telling me that it is going to blockchain process. I was telling, like, what the hell, like, a leave request is not something like to be very dangerous and to go through the blockchain processes. But okay, like, So what we need to do in our company, we have a lot of data pool which is collected through our smart cloud and data house platforms around the world. The managed security service is also AI-enabled, together with TrueConnect. TrueConnect is the product portfolio responsible for networks and providing connectivity to our customers. You know that artificial intelligence, it becomes smarter the more data it processes. So like, when you feed there more data, at some point, it will be giving you more correct results and predict better the future. So we in CITIC Telecom CPC have 18 cloud centers around the world, which are also interconnected with third-party data centers and third-party clouds. And thus, we are creating a hybrid and multi-cloud environment, which allows to collect a lot of and a big data pool of nice and pure data to process. And yeah, another interesting product that is using AI on default is Trust CSI Secure AI. Basically, what it does, this is the product which verifies connectivity or connection between your device and user. So the artificial intelligence is monitoring and checking the behavior of end user with its device. And thus, by time, after monitoring and learning, it is creating alerts if there is any abnormal behavior of users, for example, internal systems. That creates a secure environment inside enterprise and also prevent data leakage. And that's my favorite. I don't know how many of you guys heard about SD-WAN as a technology? Can you raise your hand, please? Anyone? You. What you can tell about SD-WAN and overall? Is it like network, or like is it artificial intelligence, or like how it works? OK, we have no microphone. Anyway, SD-WAN stands for Software-Defined Wide Area Network. So that is like software which enables your network to behave in a certain way. So as you see in the slide, the software will be managing your network behavior and the traffic flows of your application. The product itself helping applications in any business to work faster, because the software decides which path at this particular moment is better for your application to be more efficient. So it also has an autocorrelation system. So if there is some network mistakes, which has a certain patterns, it is correcting it on the automatic way. And also, yeah, it detects abnormalities, can find a solution quickly, and see what is the problem of your network that is preventing your application to work faster. And what we are doing now is we are developing this network to be even smarter, so that for the future businesses, your network will be adaptive to your business. It means that your network will be learning in which location the traffic is generated and in which way. For example, like, if say after pandemic, everyone will go to the normal retail shops, to the physical one, but stop using your online platforms. That means that the network in these physical shops should be apparently better prepared. The bandwidth should be upgraded. The disaster recovery should be in place for the case that something goes wrong. So for this perspective, this network will tell you that, OK, guys, like, at this particular moment, we think that, or I think that you should equip your network better for the retail shops rather from online commerce. So yeah, the network will be predictive and self-adaptive. And why ever we are doing this now, right? Like why we are developing this concept is because we are in the company, as a company have own global network footprint, right? So originated from Asia Pacific with the biggest footprint in mainland China. We have also acquired European assets, and now we have a globally distributed fiber network around the world, including Western and Eastern Europe, US, Russia, and Asia Pacific region. And on top of the network, we have big data pools with the data that allow us to process it and to create artificial intelligence brain, which will allow to use this data and also to create digital twins of your compute resources and create adaptive compute infrastructure. And these 18 clouds around the world are connected with most popular public clouds that are used by every business, I think. So overall, the resource that we already have allows us to implement certain algorithms and to use artificial intelligence in order to create an adaptive and predictive IT infrastructure for your applications to run faster, more efficient, and for your business to be more competitive. Thank you. And by the way, yeah, ask me questions, and we have some small presents for that. We can give it right now, so please welcome.
Thank you, Elena. And yeah, please, questions for small gifts. Yeah, maybe I will ask first question. So in your story, it sounds like everything is going automating and powered by AI and so on. But I'm sure that you still have some employees, right? Not everything done by AI.
Yeah, of course, but that is the point. AI cannot work on your behalf. It's just a tool.
And how employees are feeling that more and more functions are actually overtaken by AI. For example, the experienced network engineers who are indispensable, right? Probably they feel like this, and now the AI could handle it better.
Did you watch the TED Talks as well yesterday? Because there was exactly the man telling that guys, we all will die because we created AI and AI will replace the truck drivers. Yeah, probably that will happen, the truck drivers. But still, to replace a network engineer, especially when you're establishing the concept, it will still take some years, right? And without human, it will not fly. It will still have time to learn, and your physical assets still will not go without the people. And frankly, to say, we don't have so many people in Europe. Yeah, we have much more in Asia. That's understandable. But I don't expect that, at least till my retirement, which is not so far, I will have my job.
Okay. Yeah, here we have a question. Yeah, one moment. Yeah, I'm encouraging you, asking questions. Here is a almost notebook here, I see.
Hello, thank you for the presentation. Well, from the user's perspective, I just want to ask from, just interested, from your user experience, what would you like to have more artificial intelligence in your daily life, and what would you like to have in the future?
Me as the end user, yeah,
Yes.
if not connected to what I'm doing in the company. So yeah, if artificial intelligence will be reminding that my husband has a birthday or my mother has a birthday, that would be a great thing. Or even proposing some presents based on their preferences, that would be a great idea, because this is something that I always in a shock when I'm waking up in the morning and apparently it's someone's birthday today from my family and I have no idea when I have time and where I can go to buy a present. So that could be probably a good idea for the people who are developing these products, yeah, to develop something for me in this regards.
I think that we can't change, we couldn't change people or working hands into artificial intelligence. What would be your opinion on that?
Sorry, say it again. We cannot change.
What would be your opinion on what we couldn't change into artificial intelligence, like human into processes that human are doing?
Well, despite of the fact that, yeah, I like to watch sci-fi movies, right, about all these robots and how I still believe that love cannot be artificial, right? Even though, let's say, the intelligence, the brain, will learn a lot of patterns of how human expresses love, but it's still, I don't think it is possible to duplicate the exact way how it is appearing, developing, and converting.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you very much. And yeah, we could finish with this optimistic outlook to our lives. Thank you, Elena.
Thank you.
Yeah.